Hi, and welcome back to my journey. It's been about a week, and like I said, I was only going to do this on the days that I could do this. The last few weeks have been, we'll call them a wave, since everybody kind of knows what that is. Um, I think some of it's because the water titration that I'm doing, when you mix it with water, I don't think you get a true solution, if I'm saying that right. It's just, or maybe a true suspension. I think you get a solution. So as I've been drawing, I think now that I'm getting down towards the end of my first whatever, I think I'm pulling more medication out than being left behind, and I'm not sure, so I think that's part of it. There's been other factors that may have gone into play, and I may just be in a wave. So, um, to those of you that are about to celebrate a holiday, whichever holiday that happens to be, happy holidays. And to those who aren't, have a great weekend. Um, I didn't have anything overly whatever to talk about. I just wanted to get back in front of the camera and kind of just say, I'm still here, not giving up. I mean, even with the thing with the water titration, there's some things I'm going to look into. Somebody pointed out there's another one on Benzo Buddies that a gentleman put together, and I did find it and I did look at it. It's a little complicated, but I may reach out to that person and see if they can explain to me what I could do with it. And the way they do it, I think, it makes it more complicated than what I would want to do, I think. But it did give me some good ideas, so I appreciate the comment. And I appreciate actually all the comments that I've gotten, a lot of people reaching out and just saying thank you, and just positive comments that really do lift me up. And then seeing all of you out there talking amongst each other, not that my channel is huge by any means, but to see people giving each other encouragement is great. I know you guys do it in other places as well, so it doesn't have to be my channel. I just, like I said, for me, it's nice to be able to sit back and read those from time to time. For those of you that I've reached out to via text or email or whatever, thinking about you. If you guys, if somebody wants to reach out and ask me a question personally, you can go ahead. I'll be happy to give you my email address. I tend not to want to just put it out there because I just don't want to go through all that spam and whatever, but I mean, it's out there in the comment section, so if somebody really wants it, they can have it. You can tell me what a dork I am, or whatever. But hopefully, keep it positive. For us, we'll be celebrating Easter with my daughter. I think this year won't quite have the magic I think that it has in years past, but it'll still be nice. Just to have her around is nice. She's not here right now. She's with a friend, which for me, it's always a double-edged sword. I want to be the one doing those things, and right now that's not where I'm at. I know a lot of you out there can relate to that. It was her spring break this last week, so that was kind of tough, but she has lots of friends and whatever, so she had a good spring break. I think that may be part of where I am, but the muscle fatigue and the whatever, that's from just, what we're all going through. So, and again, like I said, I'm not going to harp on those things. I do want to say there was a gentleman, his name's Pee Wee Toms. Anxiety bully mentioned it, a poet, a while back ago, and I meant to mention him. And he is a gentleman who's he's dying of cancer. At least that's what the medical establishment is telling him, and he's fighting it. And he's on YouTube. You could look him up. I think, if for no other reason, the man he's over in England, London, I believe. He's such an inspiration. I mean, you see somebody who's truly dying. I know all of us feel that way from time to time. And again, like I said in one of my other videos, I in no way want to relate this. My father passed away from cancer, so I don't want to relate this too much to that. I mean, there's days that you feel like it and you want to say that, but I don't, he's literally looking down the barrel of a gun, and I know we may feel that way, but nobody's given us a death sentence. We just have to get through this. But my point for bringing him up is check him out. If nothing else, send him love. He just finished his surgery, one of, I think, a few from what I could tell from the little bit I've watched. But he's so inspirational. I don't know, God willing, he's going to have another 100 years on this planet. He has a very rare form of cancer. But like I said, what's really cool about him is his love of life. And what he's doing, his channel, is to bring awareness to this rare form of cancer so that other people, he's been gathering people. They've been sending him medical, their deceased loved ones medical stuff, or even if they're having it right now, and he's having my brain's not working today at all. He's having research done, so even if he does pass, so that it can benefit other people, which I think is amazing. So he's using YouTube and his channel, his website and whatever, for just something that's so amazingly positive. It's really cool to see social media being used the way I think it should be being used, is to help each other out and not to tear each other down or to judgment or any of those other things. I think this is a good time too for all of us, because we just had the spring equinox. I think that's tonight. Coming into spring, going into summer, and so change of season. Maybe some of this funk will lift a little bit, and it's a new time. So it's a new time for all of us to appreciate what's been. Even though even the earth, winter in this hemisphere that I'm in, and it's been asleep and dormant and, healing and whatever it does. And now in spring, it's going to come back to life. So I'm hoping that for myself, there's going to be some of that in me as well. I think energetically, we're all connected to the earth. So hopefully, and I know some of you that are like down in Australia and other hemispheres, you're going into winter. So for you, maybe this will be your time for deep healing and whatever, which maybe that's always the truth. I don't know, but just something I'm throwing out there, just because it's been on my mind. Like I said, I really don't have anything earth-shattering to report other than this has been. I'm not kind of trying to belabor it, but it's been difficult, especially this last week. So to everyone out there who's gone through this or is going through this, my hat is off to you, because the ones on the other side, they know what it takes to get through it. If it's difficult, it doesn't have to be for everybody. So I don't want to put that out there. Again, I'm trying to keep my posts as upbeat as I can, because just because you have to come off a benzie doesn't mean it has to be difficult. And even for myself, when it does, it does. And until it's not, and then I'll have days where maybe I'll get a little bit of a breather, which I know for some of you that doesn't come too often. Like if you cold turkeyed or whatever. But even with those, there's one gentleman that I know that when he gets a window, they're like amazing windows. The way he describes them, it's like nothing's, like nothing ever happened. And he did cold turkey, actually at the advice of his doctors, which is interesting. But again, we're all going to heal, and we're all healing. But back to my original point, which is I take my hat off to each and every person that's going through this. It's a unique journey to everyone. And wow, mind, body, and spirit. It shakes you all the way to the core. And I think maybe for me, that's kind of where I have to be. I think this is supposed to be happening. I think this is supposed to be shaking everything down to my very core. And even when I think I'm at my core, obviously there's deeper to go. So that when I do come out the other side, it'll be the true me, not the me that I've put out to the world prior, not the me that I thought I was, or thought who I was needed to be, or who I was supposed to be based on the society, but the true me. Now, is that there yet? No, I'm nowhere near there. But I can see where it's working in that direction. A lot of people call this a spiritual journey, and I can't in any way, shape, or form say they're wrong, because when you're in the midst of it, you really, whatever it is that you call, that part of you, that spirit, that higher self, your God, Jesus, whatever it is, you definitely go there. And even if you're, consider yourself agnostic, I would have to believe there's something that you turn to that makes you know that, tomorrow will be another day, and it's another chance to. And for some, and I get it. When you wake up some mornings and you're just like, I don't even want to wake up and do this day. But somewhere along during the day, especially when you look back, as I do these videos, it's interesting to look back and go, oh, I do see the benefit in that. I do see the benefit in, maybe what I went through there. Or I do know why now maybe I had all of that and all the thoughts that were racing and whatever, and I was actually learning to, control those a little bit, just kind of bringing them down a little bit, learning to control my thoughts, which is something that I didn't do before, which, looking at my diet, looking at, all the things that got me here, so that, so that life is kind of saying, okay, we need to make a major overhaul. To me, anxiety, the way I'm looking at it now, is it's no different than, and again, I'm going to use cancer as an example. If somebody has cancer, you drop everything and you change everything and anything you can to get better. And I think we need to look at that as, for anxiety or any mental illness. I'm not sure anymore that I believe in mental illness. And I know I just lost a lot of people, but I say that because I think it's just our body's way of saying, hey, there's something out of alignment. Now, that could be a trauma that you went through. It could be the foods that you're eating. So that you were just so depleted in vitamins and minerals and whatever, and just what we've done to our bodies, for a very long period of time. And I would say generations. And it could be even generational, where things are come down through our DNA, if we want to look at that, or energetically, however it is that you want to look at that. But I think this is a healing time, not just for us personally, but for everyone. I think, we're doing our part. The gentleman that I mentioned, with cancer, I think he's doing his part for, for humanity, and to showing that, no matter where you are, no matter how bad things are, you can put a smile on your face, and you can inspire other people, and you can inspire yourself to get better. With that, I'm going to leave it. Like I said, check him out if you can. He's very inspiring. At least he was to me. I'm going to continue to follow him. I know right now he's in the hospital, just finished his surgery. But when I can look in the eyes of somebody who has such a sparkle in their eye, and has been told that they really wasn't even supposed to have this operation, from what I understand, because they had classified him as terminal, and there is nothing that they can do. So they weren't even going to do this surgery. So how he got that to work out, I'm not exactly sure. But very cool guy. If nothing else, just go there and send him some love, because he's helping a lot of people, and I think he will long after he's gone, and even that's 100 years from now, and that's my prayer for him. But yeah, that's kind of, and I'm nowhere near putting myself on that pedestal, but that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm doing this for myself so that I can look back from week to week, actually. But I'm also, at some point, it's my belief that at some point I'll look back on this and say, okay, that's where I was, and this is where I am now, and it's fantastic. And I'll be able to come on here, and people that are going through, because this isn't something that's going away anytime soon. Benzodiazepine withdrawal is going to be around for a while. So maybe somebody else can get some benefit from it. So that's why I do this. That, and gives me something to do every once in a while. We got to keep our minds busy. So, and I'm blessed at the moment that I have a camera and a small little microphone in my computer to do this at. So anyway, like I said, happy holidays to all of you who do celebrate the holidays in whichever way you do. And if you don't, just have a fantastic weekend in the upcoming week. Celebrate spring, I guess. We're all celebrating that, I guess, in this hemisphere, I guess, again. And for those of you who are celebrating the incoming of fall, there's change. So like everything, this too shall pass. And there's something new around the corner, and it's always going to be better regardless of how we feel, is my opinion anyway. And I'm going to keep telling myself that until it's the truth. And I can tell you that like last week, I wasn't telling myself that very much. So I think that's the other reason I do these videos too, is because I get on here and I kind of become more of the person that I want to see in myself, and that I want to display not only to my family but to people around me. And I'm sure they wish I was more like this from day to day. And I get that, and I appreciate that they're there, even when I'm really not. And I know this last week there was times when I really wasn't there. I was even being kind of bitchy, and yeah. So we all have that. But anyway, love and light to all of you. Like I said, I know there carries some baggage with that, but how about just love? Love to every one of you. If you're going through this, God bless you. You're going to get there. You're going to figure it out. And even if you don't figure it out, because I think that's part of it, you're going to get there. And maybe the sooner we all stop, and I'm talking about myself actually, when I stop figuring, maybe then it'll come, because I think I spend too much time in my head. So anyway, on that note, have a fantastic spring as we go into it now. Not that you won't see me before then, because, for those of you that choose to continue to click on my videos, and those of you that are subscribed, I appreciate that. Like this video if it helps you. And not because it's going to give me any more ratings, whatever, I don't care. The only reason I care is because if it does reach somebody else and touch them. That would be the only reason. I'm not doing this to make any money or do whatever, or any fame for that. If I did, I would have actually done my hair this morning, and apparently I didn't. So maybe I would have, shaved for the 5 hairs that I have to shave. Anyway, thank you, and I'll talk to you again. Talk to you soon.